keeping these better rocks to finish the terrace off up there, which will be a job for the spring. Now, one job I'm going to have to contemplate in the spring is sorting the bottom of these boards out that run across the bed. They're now in the flower bed and they're going rotten, so I need to cut them back, probably where the nails are, if you can see the nails, that kind of line, maybe 12-inch up, and either put a blockwork wall there for 12-inch to retain the flower bed, or a mass concrete, a little bit like these walls here, but probably without the stones in. And I want to do that before I finish the inside of the barn. Wouldn't be an episode without a bit of log splitting, would it? I think I'm getting the hang of this. That should keep us going. Oops, I've just blown my turbo trainer up. That's what happens when you've not used it for a few years. Oh well, that's a blow. Wow, that'll do for the first time, 20 minutes, a few intervals. Build from there. Morning, welcome to Groundhog Day. The last 3 days have been exactly like this, fog and cold. The sunshine that we was promised over the weekend never materialised. The sun never managed to burn the mist off. We've been left under this freezing blanket of fog, which has been a bit disappointing. Consequently, with the weather and the fact that I was really tired after all that driving on Thursday, not really done very much at all. We spent the weekend just putting everything that we'd brought from the UK away, which took quite a while, especially the clothes. But I did manage to get my bike set up last night on the turbo trainer so I can start some training for my cycling holiday later in the year. It was a bit disappointing that I managed to blow my turbo trainer up. I've not used it for 2 or 3 years. I had a better one that I used to use in the UK that I sold before the move. So I'll be riding it now as a dumb turbo trainer rather than a smart turbo trainer. It's a shame really that fitness isn't like education, and once you've done your qualification you have it for life. When I was in my late 30s and 40s I got myself really fit by doing triathlons every year, and I always got at least one Ironman Triathlon in every year over a 8-year spell. For those who don't know what an Ironman Triathlon is, you swim 2.4 mile, you cycle 112 mile, and then you run a full 26.2 mile marathon, and you've got to complete that in under 17 hours. And to be able to do that, you have to put in really somewhere between 15 and 20 hours of consistent training every week for pretty much a 6-month period. So that was my life for pretty much a decade. And it all came crashing down in 2020 because of COVID. The races, including the races that I'd booked, were cancelled. The same year we moved here permanently. So then I spent a lot of time to and fro in between here and London and up in the north where my office were. So I spent my time sat in airports and driving cars rather than riding bikes and running. I'd love to get back to the running element, but I've got a bit of an Achilles injury and it's stopping me at the moment. I always said when I was doing triathlon, if I had to choose one of the 3 sports, running would be it. And I did a lot of running. The good thing about working away a lot, mostly down London, is I used to run every night. And then post 2020, once I'd lost the will to do it and the fitness to do it, and I had a flat in London and with a couple of my colleagues, I ended up in the pub most nights. So my fitness has really gone south. Despite the freezing February temperatures, these flowers have managed to make a move. I'm going to look at my daffodils, see if they've done anything. One thing I've not done over the last 3 weeks is done anything in the workshop. So I've actually got no content to put out in the small barn workshop. I need to rectify that because I've not been here and it's been so cold. And I put that cable in before I went to the UK. Yeah, I think they're just dormant, just waiting for a bit of sunshine. We forecast to have full sunshine again from 10 o'clock, so whether that will happen, but that was a forecast for the last 2 days and it never did. One of the other jobs I've been meaning to get on with for a few weeks is just to finish this raised bed. So over the years, built a lot of these concrete structures around as beds. At the moment it comes to an halt there, I need to just build a little alleyway and back to the greenhouse step. This is our veggie plot. The sprouts are still going well. We're still having sprouts off as plants. Built quite a few of these walls over the years, and they're all built in sections. Typically they're all about 1 metre long. Build them in sections as I have a bit of concrete. But bizarrely, I must have had a bad batch of concrete when I did these, because this one here is just eroding away. It's just as though it's a sandcastle. And I also built this one in a section anyway, with the fosse being here, the septic tank being here. If I ever need to replace it, and I probably do at some point, I can just remove these 2 sections here to access all the pipe work that runs down here. Let's get the fire started and get a cup of tea. Also got a bit of a problem in the garage. I've just had to put a mat out this morning that's wringing wet. Every now and again, this watery tree, this hot water tank, chauffe-eau as they call them, when the water heats up and expands, it pushes the excess water out and then it goes down the drain here. Every now and again, it leaks. It's like one time in every 10, it just spurts water out beyond the little capturing cup, and it runs down the unit and on the floor here. I need to sort that. In fact, one of the jobs I'm thinking of doing this year is actually replacing this tank. This tank was original in the house when we bought it, so it's been there at least 18 years, probably longer. And because we are on such hard water here, which is why we have the water softener, that must be full of calcare, and I'm guessing that it holds 200 litres and warms 200 litres. The probably capacity of it's probably a fraction of that because it's full of calcium. So I want to change it, and if it is full of calcium it'll be really heavy. So it's a job that I need to enlist some help to do. In theory, it should be quite easy. Disconnect the pipes at the bottom, disconnect the 4 bolts, lift the old thing off, lift a new one on, reconnect the pipes. Sounds easy, of course they're never that easy, are they? Whilst I do that, these makeshift shelves that I keep building, I need to take all these out and strip it all away and then rebuild it properly. I'm thinking like a French style dresser, housing all this kit, including the gas bottle and the water softener. Every time you do an Ironman race, you get an Ironman bag with all your kit in. So I've got quite a collection of these now. My prize one is the Ironman Wales bag, which I use if I go anywhere. Ironman Wales is one of the hardest Ironman distance races in the world, and by far the hardest race I ever did. I like to show it off if I go somewhere. Right, cup of tea time.